the top of that. I'm going to give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at who's on the show with us here for tonight's show here. Let's bring them in right now. With us is Jovan Burts with us. Got Brian Bitler, David Racey, James Clark, and it's Rod Zawacky. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Bitler, Racey, Burts, Clark, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. All right, just a handful of games here from Major League Baseball. We have pretty much everything covered here, all the 3 games from Major League Baseball, the 2 from the NFL. So let's get this underway. Let's get ahead and welcome in Brian Bitler. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. And we'll bring in Brian right now, set to roll here to begin the new week. Brian, what's happening?
Tell you what, always love to start the new week off with my good buddies here at pickdogs.com and you, Tony T, trying to get past this disastrous weekend that I had. But, you know, today starts a new week, and hopefully I can get some winners out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Winners indeed here from our man here, Brian Bitler. And, of course, Brian, tonight we'll be looking here at this one here between the Padres and the Giants going head-to-head here. As we can see right now here, the Padres favored minus 118. We see that total coming here at 7 runs.
Well, we have absolutely huge matchup of great pitchers tonight as both these teams sit at the brink of elimination. Blake Snell having a tremendous, really an awesome season for the Padres, but the Padres have been time chokers in spots like this. Logan Webb goes for the Giants, and I think he's better than that 10-13 record. He has a 3.35 ERA and a 187 to 31 strikeout to walk ratio. Padres have their Cy Young candidate Blake Snell on the mound, and I think he's going to look to impress the Cy Young voters tonight. He's 14-9, 2.33 ERA and a 1.20 WHIP. I think both these teams come in with strong bullpens. I think they rank around 10 to 15 in baseball in the team ERA for bullpen. I expect a playoff atmosphere. Over the last 5 starts for Blake Snell, his ERA is 0.40. Logan Webb over his last 5 starts at 1.80. I'm going to take the under. If you can get 7, take the 7, but I got the under 6.5 Giants Padres.
All right, we got Brian coming in here with this one here going in this game here. Let's see what we got here. We got the under, right? We're going under in this one here between the Giants and Padres in the evening game for tonight's action. Of course, one thing, Brian, as we know, it's our man Blake Snell who is really trying to get into that Cy Young category.
You know, I'll tell you what, over the years, Blake Snell's been the guy that I used to look to fade. He'd be a pitcher that could barely go 4 or 5 innings maybe in the past, but this year he's been really lights out, especially over his last 5 starts. Like I said, 0.40 ERA. He really needs to close the season out strong and impress, get some votes.
Yeah, it really does have to do that. And of course, the Giants, a big slide here, losing 8-10, really when they really need to win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, usually this is the time of year where the San Francisco Giants are money. They've been consistent organization over the years, but really fell short in the Padres, another choke artist team with tons of talent, and now they're starting to pull it together, but it might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, and of course that big wild card race here, Diamondbacks, Cubs here coming down the stretch as we got a couple, 3 or 4 teams here trying to get in that mix, but this was a really bad loss here for the Diamondbacks today.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I was tuning into that one. I think they took a lead on the Yankees in the 8th inning, was it? And then the Yankees came back and ended up winning that game. But, yeah, that's a bad loss for Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona about fighting there between we've got that. Also, the Marlins are in that race. Marlins, Cubs, and D-backs fighting for those 2 wild cards. Of course, the Giants, Padres outside looking in. So this one here tonight, Fox 1 has it. Padres, Giants under total here of 7 runs. This one to have a start time here of 9:45 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have baseball and NFL coming up to a big week. Brian showing good results here in Major League Baseball here for the year. So you can see the positive results. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you what, head on over to pickdogs.com, get my best bet today. It is in the NFL. And, I had a rough day yesterday, but I'm ready to bounce back with my NFL Monday Night Titanium play. $15 gets you that best bet winner. Also have a play in Major League Baseball. Late play that you want to get in on over at pickdogs.com. So make sure you check it out. Also, now's a good time to get on that 7-day pass. We got lots of hot handicappers. I know Rod's really kicking butt out there. So maybe pair me up with Rod. I know I'm bound to take off. Now's the time to jump on because they can't do any worse than yesterday. That's for sure. I'm down. I've played to the back of my baseball card. We're going to start to heat up.
That's right, guys. I get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dog Swim. Really good baseball here. We're only about a week and a day away from the wild card playoffs, right? Because we're looking at next right into Tuesday, right? A week from Tuesday. So we're not too far away, guys. So good time to get on board. Of course, what's popular purchase this time of the week is that 7-day pass. Get all of Brian's premium plays for 7 days. It's all his premium plays here from baseball, the rest of the regular season. Also in there with NFL. We got the NFL here on Monday, Thursday, as well as Sunday. And of course, we have to get our plays in early, so you usually get that Monday in there as well. And all the college football, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Be ready to roll here with Brian Bitler. Use that promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great to have you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But how did your college football go?
College football 2-3, I guess when I compared to my 0-3 NFL 2-3, I guess it's okay. But it all came down to Clemson and Florida State, and I don't know about that play calling by Clemson at the end of that game, and the field goal kicker missing that 29-yard field goal. But that's how it goes in the handicap, and you can have a losing day just by missing a 29-yard field goal.
It changes everything. Something like that changes the entire perspective of a team, right? They just see the loss. They don't consider what might have been. All right, Brian, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again into the week.
I look forward to seeing you on Friday, Tony, and I'm definitely going to be on Jay Briggs' NFL show on Thursday, so make sure everybody tune in and check that out.
Yeah, tune into that on Thursday. Matter of fact, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, so when Brian's videos drop, you get them there on the live shows, and also to a video series of Brian's Take It to the Bank, make some money with Brian Bill. All right, Brian, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again end of the week.
See you, Tony.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're up next here. We'll bring in David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dog Swim. We'll bring David in right now. Ready to roll here with some more baseball. We're going to have baseball and the NFL covered for you in full today on today's show. So I think we're set to bring in David Racey in a second here. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. I'm still wondering why the Raiders kicked a field goal last night instead of going for that touchdown. I mean, I understand the thought, but it didn't make much sense to me.
No, it's especially, I mean, the way the Raiders defense has been the past several years, it makes even least sense to me. But fortunately, they got the ball back, which was, it would have been a horrible look if Pittsburgh was able to milk the clock.
Yeah, well, they only got it back with 30 seconds, 25 seconds left. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me. I mean, they were actually probably better off. I know you can't do this, but declining that penalty when they kicked it the first time, because there would have been all that time left on the clock. They had that penalty. But yeah, definitely a head scratcher there from Vegas. Yeah,
no doubt about that. Raiders, already down. Look at 1-2. We'll see what they roll here. They should, Pittsburgh, a team that struggles with the offense, they got to win it with defense. But Raiders just not at that level. And of course, speaking at that level, both teams, Mariners and Astros, coming off a weekend of horror in this very pivotal time here of Major League Baseball series. The Astros, I mean, Jesus Christ, losing to KC, losing 2 of 3, then getting pounded at home, then losing 2 of 3 to Oak. It has been a disastrous week here for this Astros. Can this Monday be better? Astros and Mariners minus 122, total 7.5.
Yeah, well, like you said, this is a pivotal series in that AL West and AL wildcard race. Texas looks to be in the driver's seat in the AL West, but both teams are still within striking distance, only a few games back. But yeah, coming into today, Houston holds the third wildcard spot over Seattle by only a half game. So this series may very well dictate who gets into the postseason and who goes home. But when we look at this matchup here, I like the Mariners. They were just swept by Texas over the weekend, and then they were swept by the Dodgers two series before that. So they have struggled a little bit, but they are 41-33 at home, and they're going with Luis Castillo, who has been very good, allowing only 4 earned runs in his last 3 outings, which has been about 19 innings. The Mariners' offense has also hit the ball very well, despite losing recently, as they scored 5 runs or more in 5 out of their last 6 matchups. Going over to Houston, like I said, they have that slim lead in the AL wildcard race. but they've lost 9 of 12. And yeah, you're right. It was a disaster getting swept by KC over the weekend. Then before that, they lost 2 or 3 to the Orioles, lost 2 or 3 to the Royals, lost 2 or 3 to the A's. So they've really struggled. They've lost 9 of 12. They have Verlander on the mound, who has been a little inconsistent this year. He's allowed 5 runs or more in 2 out of his last 4 starts, and Houston is only 1-3 in those 4 outings. The Astros pitching staff as a whole has been solid for most of the season, but they have allowed 6 runs or more in 5 out of their last 8. So I'm going to take the Mariners at home here to get the big win.
All right, we got David here on the Mariners, laying the minus 122 here against the Astros. And, of course, yeah, how can you argue that? Astros have had their struggles against the Mariners this year. Mariners back home, coming here off that road trip. Castillo's been kind of the steady hand here at home. And, of course, it's Verlander. You kind of look over his starts, or you look over his past 4 starts, giving up 16 runs in 26 innings. That's not really like what would you expect from Verlander here down the stretch.
No, not at all. And, it's sad to see it. Me being a Tigers fan, I saw Verlander for the good portion of his early career, and he was dominant. And, yeah, this year he's just struggled a little bit. And to your point, Seattle has dominated Houston this year. They've won 8 out of the 10 matchups, so they've had Houston's number for sure.
You got to wonder what's going through those Astros' minds here. You're facing these teams that are just down and out. You had 6 games. You played 6 games against the KC Royals and lose 5 of them, and then Oakland takes 2 or 3 from you. It's just got to be just you're defending world champion. This is just a weird week here of baseball here. But of course, it's a dogfight here to the wild card race. Mariners minus 122 here against the Astros. This one to have a start time here of 9:40 Eastern time. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. As we said, we got baseball and football on the board heading to a big week of action today from the major sports. Baseball closing out the regular season on Sunday. Of course, we've got NFL and college football coming up with some big games as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I have 2 plays tonight. I have an MLB premium play and an NFL premium play. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Let's have a good night. And like you said, and like Brian said, long term is the way to go. That's where you get the most value. Or if you want to pair me up with another capper. But either way, head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, and let's have a winning day.
Winning day indeed, guys. Get up with David Racey over at Pick Dogs Premium. You find the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, David, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. And it might be a nice relief for seeing those Lions get the win yesterday. And then that injury report scared me off them. I just stayed away from it. But I was really leaning toward taking the Lions.
Yeah, they were terrifying me with that injury report as well. But they played great, a lot better defensively than they looked against Seattle. And they have a short week here against the Packers. So we'll see. I'm hoping they held out some of those guys yesterday in hopes of getting them back, knowing if they don't play Sunday, they'll probably play Thursday, because it's always a dogfight when the Lions have to go up to Lambeau.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So it's a real short week here. We'll see how they handle it. Golf on the road. Fortunately, it's in September, not in November, December for Mr. Goff.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And you know what? I'm going to ride with my Lions here. It's been so long since we've had expectations for them. They really let me down in that loss to Seattle. And if you would have listened to the Detroit radio, people were falling apart, calling in and calling the season over and same old Lions and all that. So it was good to see them bounce back with a win. If they can win this week against the Packers, it'll definitely be pretty sweet.
Yeah, we'll see how the Pack coming off that emotional win, that big fourth quarter comeback. That's going to be on their minds. It's going to be electric atmosphere there with Love there, and of course, and how the defense is there. I also keep an eye on the injury report. Looks like Lowe have some of those playmakers back as running back receivers.
Yeah. I couldn't believe the Packers won that game yesterday. I mean, I was scoreboard watching. I know it's only week 3, and I'm already rooting for the NFC North teams to lose. And I was watching it, and I was like, oh man, they're going to do it. And sure enough, they came back, and I couldn't believe the Saints missed that field goal. But it is what it is. That's what happens. Yep,
that's how it rolls there. All right, David, have yourself a great week. Now we can always catch you up over on the sites, right, with written content. And I noticed we can always catch you as well. And we were kind of joking about the games you were assigned, but we can also find you there with the videos.
Yeah, I'm a free pick article right over at pickdogs.com, so you can go to the site, hit the free pick tab. You can check out all the sports. And then, over on the YouTube channel, doing a little bit of baseball and college football. Been winning quite a bit in the videos, so that's been a positive thing to see. But yeah, it's great going over to YouTube or the site and get a bunch of free picks.
Free picks indeed, guys. Usually hit the like, subscribe, and set notifications so when these videos drop for David, you get them right away, get the best numbers. All right, David, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
I appreciate it, Tony. Have a good one.
You as well. David Racey here on the Drive Through. Let's continue on. Guys, if you ever log in late to the show, we always recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Through. Up next, we'll welcome in Jovan Burts. Catch him over at Pick Dogspin. Bring Jovan in right now. We'll get started here with our NFL coverage here as we got the doubleheader here on Monday Night Football. I think we're set to bring in Jovan. Jovan set to roll here on the show. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How you doing?
I'm doing great, doing awesome, ready for this doubleheader. And of course, we got one up lined up tonight here with the Eagles and Buccaneers going head to head here on ABC. We see the Buccaneers. This line's kind of been moving around. I saw 4.5 early in the afternoon, then 5, and seems to be settling here about 5.5. Let me see if there's been any movement within the last 10 minutes here. Yeah, it seems about 5.5 everywhere now, with that total coming here about 44.
Yeah, it looks like that late Eagles action coming in. You know what I mean? That what they call that public money. But anyway, you gotta like what Baker Mayfield's doing, you know, to salvage his career, because it was looking real shaky around this time last year. You know, going to the Browns, from the Browns to Carolina, then to LA, where it looks like McVay, instilled something in him, because he's come out and handled himself quite well, you know, as the starter QB for the Bucs. You know, and I think he's the X factor in this game. You know, you're going up against the Philadelphia defense, who in the last couple years have looked real good, but this year starting out, they've been scored on, you know, quite frankly, giving up a lot of yards. All right, let's see if we get everybody back here. As we had a crash, which caused all this commotion. So let me go ahead and get my camera back up. I think people can hear us. Sometimes when this happens and we come back in, people hear us, but I don't know if that's the case right now because I don't see the streaming going on. So 1 second here. Let me just get the camera up here. We just had a weird, wicked crash for some reason. Who knows why? But it crashed. That happens. And then we'll get back to it here, guys. All right, so let me go ahead and bring back Jovan. Jovan is still here, right? There, Jovan? Yeah, I'm here.
All right, well, guys, we're just going to do a reset here and just call it part 2 here. Let me just do this stream again. Let me see where we're at here.
Ready to roll?
Well, let's see. I hit the stream button. I don't see anything happening here. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, error report. What happened here? 1 second here. Close. All right, I might have to reset this bad boy. Close. What do we got here? Error report written program streaming. Stream use. Got some funkiness here going on. Okay, I'm gonna just reset my computer, guys. Hang tight. I'm gonna reset everything. Okay, and I'll come back in a second.
Yep.
All right. now. This line's kind of moved around between 4.5 and 5, total 44.
Yeah, looks like that late action going on the Eagles. What they call it, that public money, right? But look at Baker Mayfield, and a couple years back, his career was looking dead in the water. A failed attempt at stardom with the Browns, and then over to Carolina, where he couldn't hold water. Then he went to the Rams, and Coach McVay, he must have whispered something in his ear, because ever since he took over the starting job there, he has been a little bit more than a manageable quarterback. He's been pretty good, and he's held his weight in these first couple games with the Bucs, and with this Eagles defense being the way it is, you could go over the top on these guys defensively in the secondary. You could attack that secondary. I think that the Bucs might be the play. As a matter of fact, not might. They are the play. If you look at the Bucs defense and what they're doing, they're downright stingy in the line, in the secondary, but you're not getting anything on them running the ball. So, with that said, I'm looking at the X's and O's, and you got to look at the trends also. 4 in a row that the Bucs have won, that Tampa Bay has won. And while they don't have Tom Brady, I think they'll do just fine with Baker Mayfield. So let's roll with the Bucs.
All right, we got Jovan here say go here with the Bucs here, and this one here getting the 5.5 right now as this line has moved back and forth in this one. And yeah, one thing to note here that the Eagles secondary doesn't seem to be all right there. Teams are being able to get that ball downfield against them, and also too when you look at Hurts on the road as a road favorite, just 5-9 to the spread.
Yeah, and that just speaks more to what I'm thinking. I mean, Darius Slay, he's a good cornerback, but on the other side, I don't like Bradbury. So he could get picked on. I just replay what happened last year in the Super Bowl. Bradbury didn't make the play when it was necessary. You know what I mean? So yeah. When I'm looking for pick with what I'm looking for when I'm looking towards a game with the Eagles involved, I'm usually looking to bet against them because I think they're a little bit inflated in the marketplace. So as long as they're giving up these spreads on the road, then I'm a fade them.
Yeah, they had some. Again, they've not been the best look on the road. Even going to last year, I remember the stops in Arizona. They had that stop in Texas when they were like 16-point favorites, I think, on a Thursday night, and the Texans actually covered that game. They don't always seem to bring their best on the road. They have a tremendous home field advantage, but on the road, it just doesn't seem to play at that same level.
Yeah, and from the looks of it looks like Jalen Hurts, he's a different quarterback. The first game against the Pats, Bill Belichick is going to bring something to the table as far as, defensive schemes and all that, and the brain trust over there. But the second game, I mean, he played better, but he wasn't putting up monster numbers like last year. He hasn't thrown a 200-yard game yet in these first 2 games, and they're relying on their run to my a little bit too much to my liking. So just like you said, on the road, yeah, you might want to fade these Eagles.
All right, there you go, Jovan here. Buccaneers plus 5.5 here against Philadelphia. This one to have a start time here of 7:15 Eastern time. This is the one on ABC. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium here for tonight's action. Of course, we got baseball and football on the board tonight, and of course, we're getting into a big weekend, the final week of baseball regular season. Playoffs will be next week. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I only got one play going, and it's on this game. It's on the side. So no, not on the side. Sorry, I just gave out the side for free. It's on the total, so it's my Monday Night Football Mayhem play. You know what I mean? So once you get that and cash on that, why don't you hop up on the 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly? I'm bound to pick up, like I have in last season and the year before that in my time at Pick Dogs. It's only a matter of time before I get hot, and you're going to want to jump on board. You can also match me with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 Capital Promotional. It's all here, Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. I get aboard with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs premium. Time to get on board with that long-term pass, as he said. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. We have that multi-capper promotion right now. Add more than one. You can add 2, 3, 4 cappers. Even greater value there, right? Jovan, as always, great having the show. To that success you have, we'll catch up with you again later in the week. But has Jake got a hold of you yet for the NFL show live?
I'm sure he got me on in the sites.
All right.
Whether it all depends on the timing, because around the time where it goes live, I'm usually in the midst of doing something. So
all right,
I gotta set aside some time.
You got it. I got it. Sounds great. All right, Jovan, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. And see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue on here on the show. If you missed a pick, we recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next, James Clark. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring James in right now. Does some great work for us here. I think we're set to roll here. Some more NFL coverage from James. James, ready to roll. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How you doing, buddy?
Everything's going great. Going great. All right, here we go tonight. Game 2 of the doubleheader, 8:15 Eastern start time, features the Rams here on the road to face the Bengals. Bengals now up to a 3-point favorite, total 45.5.
Yeah, guys, you look at these two teams, they're heading two different directions. You would think the roles would be reversed here. The Rams 1-1 and come out, they played against a tough defense the first game of the season, the 49ers. They put up 24 points. And then you see what they done in Seattle in week 2, putting up 30-some points. So even though the Rams ain't got their best receiver, man, they've had receivers to step up, and they're putting points up. But this Bengals team, they've struggled. They played pretty good against Baltimore, and they lost by 3. They put up 24 points. But man, the Browns defense just. No, they was waiting on the Bengals. They was all over. The Bengals couldn't do nothing, couldn't run the ball, couldn't throw. They couldn't do nothing. I know Burrow's a little hurt. But for me in this game, I'm looking at the over. I like the over 45.5. I look for Burrow to get back to being Burrow like he has been and, throw a few touchdown passes. And I look for the Rams to keep doing what they're doing, to put up 20, 30 points. They have the last 2 games. I look for them to do it again tonight. So I love this over 45.5. I look for both teams to come out scoring. Seem like I said, it's a different side of the Bengals that we've seen, and the Rams keep doing what they're doing and scoring. And I like the over here.
All right, we got James here on the over 45.5. Do your line shopping. Of course, you want to get the best numbers. We're seeing you can find these numbers here. Actually, 45.5 seems to be the number now in most places. In fact, I've just seen it 46 pop up in one of the sports books out there. And in this one, looks like just if you want interested in the weather here, 71 degrees, a 6-mile-per-hour wind. Of course, the 2 players in question are Burrow here with that calf injury. If he can't go, it will be Browning. And he's expected to face the Rams. So that is the latest report now. NFL Network reports that Burrow is expected to play Monday night against the Rams. He had been questionable, but after being listed as limited participant Friday's practice and Saturday, it appears he will play through that strained calf issue. So he will be a go tonight. Let's take a look here what the latest is on Puka Nacua. He's the player here for the Rams. Nacua here out here in LA. We've known about this since preseason. He's been. They've been touting his work here in Los Angeles during the preseason, so it's not really a surprise here. He does have an oblique injury, still the questionable tag here for Monday. But again, here's all right. Here we go. Head coach Sean McVay expects him to play, so it looks like we're going to get both the questionables here in the game tonight.
Yeah, I read that too before we got in here. McVay said he would play, so that's good for the Rams. That's Stafford's go-to guy right now with Cup being down. I think he's got 25 catches in 2 games, or 25 receptions in 2 games. That's Cup-like. That's what Cup was doing when Cup was playing. So, Stafford's looking for this guy, and he's getting open. And this Bengals defense is giving up points, 27. To Baltimore, 24 to the Browns. And I look for Burrow. I know he's hurt, but I look for Burrow. You know, he has to be aggravated with the way their offense is going. I know he's a little hurt. But I look for him to get out there and throw a few touchdown passes and say, you know, we're still here. We're still the Bengals. We're not the Bengals of old. You know, we're the Bengals that new and start winning. And I think he throws a few touchdown passes. That's really why I like this over. I think both teams just goes up and down. I look for a shootout in this game.
Yeah, if you want home field advantage, you can't go 0-3. I mean, this is a division that's tough. When we see the Steelers, people have, you know, they're showing some life. The Browns are going to be tough. Ravens are tough. This is a division you do not want to start 0-3.
Yeah, definitely in the division. You know, like you said, Baltimore coming off a tough loss yesterday, man. With they had a chance to win their game with the missed field goal going to overtime. You see the Browns, man, that defense looks for real. The Browns looked good yesterday with their defense. They played good. Steelers defense, and now their offense is clicking a little bit. So here it is, Bengals, you know, week 3. Better get your stuff straight or, you know, you might not be making the playoffs. And it's early. I know it's early to say that, but, you know, if you go down 0-4, 0-5, you don't, I mean, and the rest of the team in the division are winning games or above 500. You don't know if you're going to make the playoffs. So,
nope, you certainly don't. All right, James here on Rams Bengals over a total of 45.5. This one to have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at pick.com for some nice action. Of course, we do have baseball on the board. NFL heading to a huge weekend here. Final weekend of the regular season. Major League Baseball playoffs about a week away. Look at James's numbers in Major League Baseball. 1,760 units of profit amongst the leaders over at Pick Dodge for the year in Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
I got a 3-pack going on, guys. I got 2 of the NFL plays and the MLB play that I really love, guys. Look to go 3-0 today. Coming off of a bad day yesterday in the NFL. Had a good day Saturday in the college, bad day in the NFL. Look to go back for a good day today with a 3-0 day. You know, after we go 3-0, guys, you know, upgrade 3-7 a 30 day. Like I say every time I'm on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with them. It's on the show tonight or it's on the website, and we'll put some money in your pocket.
That's right, guys. Got to talk over at Pick.com. You see the great results here from James in Major League Baseball. 1,760 units of profit. One-day passes, long-term passes up there from James. You can also just get a baseball pass, get all of James' premium plays for the remainder of the regular season and postseason now available. Any of the packages you pick up, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Multi-capper discounts as well when you add cappers to your shopping cart. All right, James, as always, great having you on the show. See that success. We'll catch up with you next week. So your thoughts here in West Virginia?
Looking pretty good. You know, our backup quarterback needs to throw the ball a little bit more, but you know, he's a red shirt, man. He come in, he didn't expect to play, thought Green was doing good. But 2-1, I'll take it, guys. 2-1 right now. The only loss we got against a top 10 team in Penn State. So we're looking pretty good. Our defense is a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. So, you know, I'm really excited to see what we can do here. You know, Oklahoma probably going to be our toughest test in the Big 12. I really think. I think we got a chance with everybody else. But Oklahoma might be the ones that gives us the butt whooping. But I think we can hang with anybody else.
Yeah, it's interesting. All these new teams in the Big 12, the new dynamic that we're seeing here in year one.
What is it?
I'm just saying now the new dynamic in this conference now with all these teams, Cincinnati, the BYU, UCF, there's a lot of, it's a different, feels like a different conference now.
It does feel like a different conference. It don't feel like it's the Big 12, you know, because usually if you're Big 12, you're either in Texas or you're at the one lonely place in West Virginia. I mean, that's the way it was because, you know, you had Baylor. You know, everybody was in Texas besides us. Now we go to Cincinnati. You know, we'll go to Houston, different places. And Colorado, we'll go to Colorado. So, you know, a lot of different teams getting involved in the Big 12, and I think it's a good thing. You know, now everybody travels about the same way. But, you know, we got a little closer games now instead of going to Texas. You know, Cincinnati's right next door to us. You know, just a few closer games than we did have besides going to Texas. But, you know, I'm excited for the new Big 12. I can see the teams that go leaving to go because they are really good teams. But the teams that we're getting back in, you know, like next year, I think we're getting Arizona State. You know, we're getting a couple big marketed teams in. So I'm excited to see what the future of the Big 12 is going to be from here on out.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting conference now with BYU's in there as well. There's a lot. It's going to look a lot different. So, all right, James, continue that great success of yours, and we'll catch up with you again here in the week, if not sooner.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me on the show. Let's catch this over tonight, guys, and I'll see y'all Friday.
See you Friday. James Clark here on The Drive Thru. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on The Drive Thru. Up next, Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Rod right now. It's been good to us here on the show. Also with his peripheral plays as well from Rod Zawacky. So we'll get him in here. We got some baseball coverage from Rod. I think we'll get him here in just a second. Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's happening?
Excited for today's action. Might be a small card, but there's still some good spots to find some money to be made here on the small card Monday.
Yep, we got the three teams in the West are in action tonight, and in the AL West, and the two flounders in the NL West are in action. One can knock each other out. I think this might be like the knockout match in the other one. But tonight, the Rangers here on the road, feeling good about their weekend, facing the Angels, who, well, I don't know what they feel like. They're probably happy the season's almost over because it's fall weather in Southern California. It's being nice. They'll be able to get out. And, of course, Trout out for the season. We know the story with Ohtani. It's just been a season of great disappointment here for this Angels. But anyway, Rangers big favorites. You'd expect that. Total of 9.
Yeah, Rangers big favorites in this one for good reason. You look at this Angels team, and sure, they've got 2 wins in their last 10 games. And out of those last 10 games, they've only scored more than 4 runs in 2 of those. One was a win, and the other one was a loss. So, yeah, the Angels look like they've checked out of the season. Rangers, starting to turn things on, winners of 5 straight. John Gray getting the start on the mound for the Rangers in this one. And, hey, he's had an up-and-down season. We've seen him get rocked in a few starts this season as well. His ERA is up there, so he does give up the runs, but he gets the run support. 4-1 in his last 5 starts with a 3.2 ERA. Patrick Sandoval getting the start for the Angels on the other side of the bump, and yikes, he has definitely not been good. 1-4 with a 2.6 ERA. He's faced this Texas Rangers team already this season, and in that game, he went 2.2 innings, gave up 6 walks, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. The way this Texas team loves to hit left-handing pitching, they're batting .270, which equates to about 6 runs per 9 innings. Well, on the other side, as I said, the Angels' offense has been definitely limited. They're batting .240 versus right-handed pitching, which equates to about 4.7 per 9. And as I said, only scored 4 or more runs in 2 of the last 10. I know the bullpen, surprisingly, the edge goes to Texas, 4.9 over the last 10. Angels, 6.3 ERA is that bullpen. We're going to take Texas, and I'm going to lay the run line. I think they easily win this by 2+.
All right, we got Ron here on Texas run line here. Lay the run in half, -115 here against the Rangers. And I'm going to piggyback with you here with my picks. Patrick Sandoval over 2.5 earned runs. I think the Rangers get to him. So that's my pick here. As Rod said, I think they pounded him. Rangers hit lefties, so I'm looking at Sandoval over 2.5 earned runs. That'll be my play, Rod.
I like that. I like a bonus. Take Patrick Sandoval under 6.5 strikeouts is what I got it at. You might be able to do some. Might be -140, -145, might be -150, but he ain't gonna strike out more than 6 in this one. Take the under in strikeouts. I like that hits as well, over 2.5. I like it.
That's right. They're with Rod in that one as well. So yeah, this Rangers team. How do you see this playing out here this week in this chase?
It's going to be close. It's going to come down to there's so many games and battles that are left in between these. This is quite the division. It's going to come down to who's. I could see this coming down to the last 8. The way things are going. You look the other games, Seattle and Houston. Well, both teams have been slumping. So one of those teams has to wake up. That's for sure. Houston just got swept. Seattle just got swept. Yikes. That's a tough spot over there in that one, and the Rangers are starting to turn it on at the right time.
Yeah, they certainly do. So it's all in their hands right now. Things looking great. Of course, we're going to have WNBA. We'll get to the WNBA tomorrow because that's when the games go off for tomorrow. Do you see any CFL? What's the story there?
I don't see any lines yet. We're still early in the week.
Yeah.
I don't see anything jumping out.
They missed the deadline. On Rod's segment, they usually release the lines right in time for Rod's segment. What's happening, guys?
Everybody's all worried about the Burrow news. Everybody's all tuned into whether Burrow was going to play or not.
That's the big screen. All right, Rod. So out of the opening lines,
you kind of see this morning, and you looked at it, and it jumped. It went from 2.5 to 3 like really quick this morning. I kind of like, that was the sign that told me that he was going to play. I had a really good feeling he was going to play.
There you go. All right, Rod. Interesting here with this college football opening line. Did anything really catch your eyes here in this opening line here in college football?
Yeah, Utah has a dog in Oregon State. I know it's Oregon State to look at the Beavers. Tough place to go play in Oregon, but I like Utah there. You're going to give me 3 with the Utes. That defense is beast, and you're going into Oregon. I know Oregon's got such a big winning streak at home, but I'm liking the Utes there. I think that defense has been able to hold down the Beavers. That was the one that jumped out at me early. There was a couple this week. USC. Look, they're going to make the line the same as the Ducks game. That looks a little light to me on that one, and that jumps out to me. You know what? I like the Raging Cajuns here. You're going to give me 12.5 with the Raging Cajuns against Minnesota, the Gophers. The Cajuns have been rolling, playing pretty good football, and Minnesota, their strength of schedule definitely haven't played any great.
Oh, yeah.
And that offense has not been great either. And I don't know. You're giving me 12 there. That jumped out at me. What are the ones I'm looking at here?
Yeah, that was a comeback for Northwestern. That was bad there for Minnesota.
That was bad for Minnesota, right? And now you're going to lay him 12.5 there. Yeah, that seems a little light. That doesn't.
This one's been the line mover here. Notre Dame opened 4 on the road. They're now up to 5.5 at Duke.
Duke's good. I would be taking the points with Duke. Now I wouldn't be in a hurry because I see it up in easily 5.5, 6 in places in some books. So I wouldn't be in a hurry. You might be able to get a touchdown by the time kickoff hits.
Yeah.
With Duke at home.
This week battling with LSU and Ole Miss. LSU going to lay 2.5 on the road. I was just disappointed with the way Ole Miss looked.
Ole Miss did, that second half was awful. They looked good in the first half, right? And we're hanging in it, and then the second half they let it get away, and Alabama came back. It was like, wow, that just was not a good second half of football. Ole Miss.
Is Texas going to pound Kansas here? Kansas on the road here going to get 17.
Right, see, and I think I might go the other way. I think I would take Kansas plus 17. I think they can keep it to 2 touchdown score in that one. Keep it close. Keep
it close there. Okay, the Air Force, they've been off to an impressive start here. They're going to be laying 11 here against the Aztecs, who made that nice little backdoor cover there in that Friday game against Boise.
They did, and I think Air Force is better than Boise this year, so I would lay it with Air Force. I know San Diego State is always known for their defense, but I don't think that defense is as good as they have been in the last couple of years. I would lay it with Air Force at home.
Yeah, they're throwing the ball more. It seems like that's what that team is doing here. And of course, that USC Colorado, which we talked about already, that one. Oh, here's one that's interesting. Got a lot of people's interest here. It's Clemson and Syracuse. Of course, we talked about Army, right? Army was up. They controlled the game. I don't think in the first half Syracuse was able to convert a third down, but it was a different game in that second half. Some turnovers by Army, but Army was able to claw out and get the push for their supporters. But Syracuse here is going to get money, going to get points at home. Clemson 7-point favorite on the road here, total 52.
Right, I like Syracuse at home there. If they play like they did in the second half, I think this is the 7 points seems. I would not want to be laying any 7 points with Clemson on the road.
Not at all, right? No, that seems like a high number.
I do not want to lay 7 with Clemson on the road. I do
not. A little high there, no doubt about that. Anything catch your eye on the NFL look-aheads?
NFL look-ahead? Let me do a quick look. This will be an actual look-ahead because I haven't really dug into next week's lines in the NFL. So this will be a truly look-ahead line for me. How's that?
All right.
Get my actual first look on some of these. Let's see.
That Packer-Detroit Lion game on Thursday. Interesting one. Divisional battle.
Divisional Browns under a touchdown. I like that. I'm liking the Browns -2.5. Ford came in, did a good job. Baltimore's getting pretty banged up injury-wise. I don't know if I want to lay with Steelers on the road. Houston's not bad. That offense has been moving. They've been able to pass the ball. Flying under the radar as Houston. Not been great, but.
And here's the game of the week.
Your boys. There's the one.
The game of the week, your boys, the Dolphins at the Bills. And the Bills are favored here. Open 2. We're seeing money on the Bills here, 2.5, 3.
Yeah, because it's always. But usually this game's a little later. This is still early October. The weather's not going to be -30. It's not going to be as cold as what it normally is when you head to Buffalo. But us coming to Buffalo after 70, that's a lot of points. I think we should have took the foot off the gas myself, but while we run it up and shoot the ball, we scored 70. We should take the foot off the gas a little bit, but that's a tough spot there. I'm gonna cheer for the Dolphins, but Buffalo usually beats us in Buffalo. It's one of those spots that they normally do, and the one that catches my eye is Chargers -5.5. I ain't laying no 5.5 with no Chargers. What the heck? I am not doing it. As bad as the Raiders have been, they haven't been that bad. Mm-hmm. I would lay the 5.5 with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. It's the one that's jumping out to me that I look. My first glance, looking at all that, I am not laying 5.5 with the Chargers. Not gonna happen. And I guess the other one that I'm looking at is Burrow's back for this one. Does he stay healthy? He stays healthy in tonight's game, and you're going to give me points with the Bengals over the Titans. I think the Titans are a complete fade for me the rest of the season. They're, like I said, early and often they're starting to catch up with them. The age of the Titans, they're not young anymore. Not many young spry guys on there that are. They are trying. Yeah, Tannehill on that O-line is not very good.
Look at this respect for the Houston Texans here. Pittsburgh laying just a field goal in Houston.
Right? That's what I said. Isn't that fishy line? Look at that one. 3? What? They're giving respect to the Texans now. Now the Texans are amazing because they beat the Jags. They always beat the Jags.
There are three preseason NHL, Rod. I don't want to put you on the spot here. I don't know if you had looked at it, but there are 3 games tonight in NHL preseason. Senators, Maple Leafs, Oilers, and Jets, and Golden Knights and Avalanche.
And in those ones tonight, you know what? I like the Devils here against the Flyers in that game. It's split squad there with the Devils, so you're getting half, and half will be playing at home against the Flyers, and the other half go into Montreal to play Montreal, right? So it's that time of year. Look, same with you in Seattle. You got half in Calgary and half in Seattle playing a split squad, so I stay away from that one. And the Oilers lost last night. I would take the Oilers here tonight. You're going to get a plus price on them, too. I think they got Winnipeg at -220. Take the Oilers to win that one tonight. Wow. Young rookie guys are going. So it ended in a shootout. We lost 2-1 in a shootout to the Jets last night. And now if you look at that price, I think you can get a plus price on the Oilers. You're not going to see many of those this season. Take it.
Yeah, that's right. And Toronto laying 220 here against Ottawa.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got the Jets laying 220 tonight.
Jesus.
Right? If you look, Jets are laying 220 tonight. Yeah, no. Take
280. 290. I'm saying 290 right now. Yeah. Some big numbers there. People are out there looking at this the Knights and Avalanche. So we got there from Rod, his peripherals. As we're getting that time of the year now, when we're starting to look at some of this preseason hockey, WNBA, back tomorrow. We'll have some WNBA pick here from Rod. We'll get the lines from CFL. We'll roll with that as well.
Liberty down 0-1 tonight.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Wow.
Pressure now. The pressure's on.
Now, yeah. Big pressure's on the Liberty now. Oof.
No doubt.
The Aces are just sitting back. They won their game. They're like, come on. We'll have a cakewalk to the finals to the championships if the Liberty get knocked out. Oof.
Yep. Yep. All right. So it's official now. He's active. Joe Burrow is active tonight against the Rams. So there's cameras out there already showing him warming up. I know he's posing for the cameras. All right, Rod. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, football and baseball. What do you have going over the side? Rod's been red hot over the last 7 days. 1179 units of profit. What's going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And over at Pick Dodge Premium, I got my 10-star play of the day going. You can scoop it up singly. 8-3-1 on it over the last 12 days. Or is included in my Money Making Monday package, where I've got 2 plays in the MLB plus tonight's football game. One of the football games got the winner in that one, so let's continue to roll 10-1-3 in the last 14 NFL plays. So jump aboard. Let's make some money tonight. Continue to 5-0-1 day yesterday. I got the push on the Green Bay game. I had the -1. Otherwise, it would have been a 6-0 sweep on Sunday.
Wow. That's right, guys. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results, so get on board. Maybe the long-term pass, the way to roll with it. Get off Rod's Premium plays here for 7 days. That take you the remainder of regular season baseball, as well as all the football. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow's show. We can always catch you on the weekend shows, and of course, you pop in with Jay on that NFL show.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow's the NFL show, so definitely tune into that. I gave up Cleveland on the NFL show last week, and hey, they look real good again. As I said that earlier, I like Cleveland again this week, just because the next man up, and the next man up has been Ford, and he's looked real good. So yeah, definitely tune into the weekend show. Definitely always good time there. Good luck with all your bets. Like, subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any of the content that gets released here at Big Dogs. It's too numerous to try to mention everybody in one breath. So definitely like and subscribe. That way you get notified when all of that content gets released, and you get the best of the number with all of the Big Dogs cappers here at Big Dogs.
Absolutely, guys. You got it. All right, Rod, have a great night. Catch up with you again tomorrow. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive. All right, guys, you got my picks, so let's get to the recap tonight, and we'll get you ready to roll here for this evening's action doubleheader NFL. All right, here we go, recapping it. Brian liked Padres Giants under 7. David was on Mariners lay at -122 against Astros here. Jovan Buccaneers plus 5.5 against the Eagles. James was on the Rams Bengals over 45. Rod was Rangers run line. Laid the run half -115 against the Angels. All beyond Sandoval allowing over 2.5 earned runs. And the one I like the most is go with Rod's play here with the Rangers here to pound this. I think the momentum comes with momentum here on this Rangers team to get the job done. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. Make sure you guys tune in again. We're live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have a lot more on the board. We'll have baseball on the board. I think the Dodgers and Rockies are in a doubleheader. 16-game card for Major League Baseball tomorrow. We'll have our cappers on the show tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. And don't forget all the live shows here. Remember, to always get started with that morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. You got Jay, you got Chris, and you got Mitch. Of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools Show is professional roundtable discussion as well. Of course, Chris with his home run prop video. Jay, Jam Session, NFL. Also, we got Nick Mencken, Nerfies, Jerfies. Mike Davis. Shout out to Mike Davis in the chat today as well with his live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as well as his parlay video of the day and his first 5 in there as well. So check him out there. Also, we've got parlay video as well from Brad Francis Mills with the UFC rundown and his prop video. So lots of content from our cappers here on the channel, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them right in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our capper crew for tonight's show. We'll bring him in right now. I'm going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening.